Protection. When did protection, isolation, running away from people who are wounded or we perceived unhealthy, when did those options became the solution for fear? I thought that through our trials and tribulations or struggles, the pain or the journey, that unpleasant time was this root that strengthened us and provide us with the defensive mechanism against kryptonite. So when did our healing became insignificant to the point that we cannot address the situation of being around someone who we deemed unfit, unworthy, unhealthy because of their past experience, because the turmoil or the trial and tribulation they went through and endured, they endured because they were subjugated to other beings who were also wounded and dealing with insecurities and burdens and things that was handing down from previous generations. We're here to be our brother's keeper. I thought we were supposed to be circumventing all these unpleasant things that we have learned from those that came before us. If we're becoming masters at being strong, courageous people with words of wisdom, we're supposed to be imparting it on those that need it most. So why should we be protecting ourselves from them? Why should we be avoiding them at all costs? Through encounters, we will learn and know that someone is imperfect like myself. And even though I've been in situation where I'm strong and have the tools to help myself along the way, I had to learn that through trials and tribulation. I had to find myself where I put myself in situation where I was able to engage other people who were struggling, and even those people have the moral fiber to impart wisdom on you during their time of difficulties. Like there's things that they learned. But that's why we're talking about protecting ourselves and trying to isolate ourselves from people who are wounded by life. I mean, it's muscle memory. That's all they have known. That's what they know, and they have become adjusted to that. And yes, indeed, it takes time to overcome. Because me, myself, I struggle with certain things that I need to address and fix. I've gone the last 3 years, possibly longer than that, struggling to change things that are unpleasant for my mate. They find it irritating, and I still haven't been able to overcome those. So it takes time. We shouldn't be so quick to give up on people, on our brothers and sisters, because we wouldn't want someone to give up on us. We wouldn't want our mom and dad, or loved one, our wives, husband to give up on us. So yeah, if it's a friend, a total stranger, a family member, we shouldn't give up on them. Because we never know that the little bit of wisdom that we could show them, we don't know that that information might be the information to ignite people in their past, in their realm, and create and invoke change and opportunity for others to excel and escape themselves from all the chaos. And trust me, we can't change the world overnight. I don't think we will ever have a magic pill that will just get rid of all the unpleasantries, all the difficulties that's plaguing the planet. Because they say Michelangelo took a long time before he sculpted the David, was able to sculpt the David sculpture. He failed so many times. So like I said, we have to be persistent. And we have to believe in the medicine that we're giving, the medicine that we ourselves are taking. We have to believe in it and stand underneath it, stand above it, stand around it, and give it to those that need it most. Subjugate ourselves to whatever they're dealing with. I know we're brilliant enough to conjure up a solution to be able to take all that hostility and use it for good, for a greater good of our own self, and protect ourselves. Especially if you learn the person history. Once you get the chance or the opportunity to understand where they have been, you will be able to protect yourself and use that energy. But if you're triggering the person, then that just means that you're saying something, or you're doing things that are unhealthy, or things that are unrecognizable to them. So that's why they're retaliating. They're being triggered. So you have to conjure up a different approach, a different solution to fit their individual needs. So when did isolation and protection and protecting ourselves from others who are wounded and healed became the norm? When did that became the shield that will protect us from fear, danger? Come on, guys. Let's see how we can come together and make a difference. Together we are strong. There's an old Indian parable where they say if you give one person one twig and you tell him to snap it in half, he will. But he said if you give you a bunch of twigs and you stack them together, it becomes impossible to break that twig. So that's why we have to link up and connect with each other, so that when we have a trial or a trial time that we need to go deal with, a trying time, we can come together and work on it together. Doing it on your own, you will make your headway. There's nothing wrong with that. But unity lies in strength. That's where we have to realize that we have to slowly start to delete the division that and the boundaries that we have placed between each other, and see how we can come together and work as one unit. That's how four-wheel drive works. You know, when you're stuck in the mud and you have four-wheel drive, you put it in and you engage all four tires to work as one unit, then whoop, the car just walks right out of there. We have to take that same principle and do it when we're trying to help members of our community, when we know that they're struggling with whatever things that they're dealing with. They say when you have a kid, it takes 31 days to break a bad habit. So imagine someone that have been doing bad habit for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. You know how long it'll take people to circumvent that. That's why we shouldn't be so quick to just reject and run away from one another when we know that they have something that we don't want. It just shows that we don't believe in the medicine that we're taking. So, words of wisdom to one another. Let's come together. Let all these brilliant minds who have these phenomenal words and saying on how to heal one another and motivate and inspire each other, let us come together and brainstorm and see how we can strengthen each other and rely on each other to help someone who really needs it, because that person have a mission, and if we give them the tool, that specific mission, once we arm them, that specific mission that they're supposed to do, they can go out and conquer it. But if we leave them there wounded and debilitated on the side of the road, wondering when will someone come and assist them and aid them, it will never happen. Because if they were able to fix it on their own or fix it by themselves, they would have done it a long time ago. So give thanks and love and appreciation for coming together. As I take a deep breath and try to pull the burden and put the light on coming together, unification and solidarity, my brothers and sisters. We all rely on this, on each other. We all need each other. There's a saying when your mom and dad would say, hey, don't touch the stove because it's hot, you might get burned. They were saying that for a reason, and they were trying to protect you and prevent you from getting hurt. But there's a good from that, and there's another side to it. Sometimes we have to experience the hardship for us to be able to become masters at our own dreams and take our dreams and transform it into reality. We have to go through those hardships so that we can reach the other, so that we're able to connect on the level that they're at. Each and every one of us have different experience, so that we're able to use that experience, tap into it to meet the needs of each individual person that needs that specific need. Not all of us will have the needs to be able to reach every single person. So that's why you collaborate and coordinate and work together, because you might have something to help someone else, and I might have something that I can't help him, but you might have it, and then you can pass it on. Boom. There you go. There we have it. Respect, one. Liberty, my brothers and sisters.